What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a showcase on Ariel, so let's get straight into the video. So Ariel, I have her as a 4-star at rank 6 and I use Ariel all the time through all the content in the game. She's my main damage dealer. I love her so much in terms of her utility she has, and the damage as well is amazing. So we're just going to go straight into her abilities. So starting off with her core ability, every 2 seconds, Ariel has a 35% chance to cleanse 1 damaging debuff from herself. So if you don't know what cleansing means, it removes a negative effects from the target. So basically what the aim of the game is to do is to get as much damaging debuffs on Ariel, so she converts it into what I'm about to explain now. So each time a damaging debuff is cleansed from Ariel, she gains a 12% attack buff, and this stacks 10 times. So basically this, if you get all these damaging debuffs and they are all cleansed throughout the fight, you'll get 120% attack buff and the damage will just be ridiculous. So the aim of the game is to get as much of these damaging debuffs cleansed that you get on you, and the more you do, the more damage you deal. So her special ability, Ariel deals 600% damage and knocks back all enemies in a sweep in front of her. Ariel cleanses all damaging debuffs and receives 1 attack buff from her core ability. If no damaging debuffs are cleansed, Ariel instead gains a 12% attack buff for 30 seconds and this stacks 10 times. So basically, if you don't have any damaging debuffs, you're still going to get this damage and you're still going to get 120% over the duration of the fight, but it only lasts 30 seconds. So this is really good just in case you're going into a fight that doesn't have any damaging debuffs on you. You're still going to gain the attack, you're still going to do a lot of damage. So this is really good to have. Now moving over to her signature ability, Ariel's special ability cleanses 1 damaging debuff from all adjacent allies. So all allies around you, all your other teammates, they will be cleansed as well, so it's a little bit of utility to have. And Ariel's special ability grants a 6% attack buff for 30 seconds to all adjacent allies. So basically, she's also a support champion here. If you take her all the way to level 100, it's a 20% attack buff for 30 seconds to all your allies, so that's a lot of damage extra towards your other teammates in the fight. So that's really good to have. So now let's move on to the talents. So now moving on to talents, the first one, we got the 2 basic ones. So the first one grants 16% attack and it scales up the more you get this ramped up. I currently have it at level 8. Now moving on to the second, it just gains health. So the 2 basic ones are not really the ones you want to focus on, it's more the other ones. So the first one here on the advanced talent, attack buffs Ariel grants herself are 32% stronger. So this is great, more attack, more damage. So this is the one I'm running currently at the moment. I got it at level 5. And then the other advanced one, the chance Ariel cleanses a damaging debuff with her core ability is increased by 21%. This is also another good one. It just gives you a more percentage, a more chance to cleanse these debuffs every 2 seconds to get that attack buff of 12%. That stacks up 10 times. It makes it faster to gain that damage. So this is another good one to run. And then moving on to the other advanced one, Ariel's special ability has a 65% chance to purge 1 buff from the opponent she hits. So basically this one just gets rid of other buffs from your opponents. So say your opponent is regenerating a lot of health, you can just purge it and take it away every time you use a special attack. So this is some good utility to have, and I'm glad that Ariel's kit actually has this sort of utility. And then her elite one, each time a damaging debuff is cleansed from Ariel, she heals 0.40 per second for 2 seconds. This is another good bit of utility, some regen by herself. So this is more good utility and I'm glad she has it. So now we're just going to go straight into the gameplay and show you this damage. So for the gameplay, we're using Scrooge McDuck for the critical buffs and also the regeneration, and also Sully just to distract the enemies and for the stun. And this is just a little bit of live gameplay just to show you all the different bits of utility. So what you really want to do is just weave in and out, dodge the attacks. And as you can see, you just want to do this damage. The damage at first isn't that good because she's a build up guardian, so you just want to build her up. And we're just going to use the special without any of this attack buff, and it's 2k off the bat. If you look in the top left hand side by her name, you can see that she's got 1 attack buff, increasing her damage 12%. So at the moment she only has 12%, now she has 2, and we're just going to use Scrooge McDuck, get those 10 focus buffs on, and as you can see the critical buffs are really starting to build up, they're at 10, and we're just going to use a special attack with 2 of these damaging debuffs, 24% at the moment, and as you can see it's doing some decent amount of damage, but we can build it up more. We currently now have 3 of these up, and we're just going to use Scrooge McDuck again to gain some more regeneration, and again special attack 1500 at the moment, and the enemy is dead. So we're going to move on to a longer fight series where we can actually build her up properly and get this big damage going. So we're going to go into 8.8 on normal difficulty here. We're going to build up Ariel just a little bit more to show you that damage when it's actually built up at a decent amount. So this has got 2 of the fights in here. We're just going to build her up in the first room, and then we're just going to move over and try and get her all the way up. So as you can see, we've got these damage and debuffs going on us. We've got the wounds. It's building up, we've got those wounds on us and it's converting over. We've currently got 4. So the aim of the game is just to get all these bleeds on us so it converts into attack buffs. We currently have 4 at the moment and it's building up nicely. And as you can see, the damage is starting to scale up. We currently have 5 now. And we just want to get hit with all of these bleeds and all of these different debuffs just to build it up as much as possible. 2k absolutely getting destroyed. We've got 7 out of nowhere. Now we've got 8. So it's starting to build up. Look at this damage we're starting to do. 800, 800, 800. This is with only 10 of these critical buffs from Scrooge McDuck. So moving on, we have built her up fully now, nearly. She's nearly fully built up. We've got all these attack buffs. We've got all these critical buffs on us. And the special damage. All this damage is just going to be insane. So here we go. As you can see, 3k, not bad. We're doing nearly 1000 damage every single hit, and we're absolutely destroying this boss. This boss is absolutely getting destroyed. We've got this freeze debuff on us, and it's converting. We've got 13 attack buffs now, and the damage is 6k. 6k, this is only a rank 6 4-star. Imagine her as a 5-star. This damage, 3k, nearly 4k. It's building up like crazy. We're at 14 right now. We've got this critical buffs on, and we're just dealing insane damage. All of these are nearly crits, and all of these are doing over 3,500 damage, over 1,000 damage on basic attacks, and this damage is just ridiculous. And we're not even losing that much health, to be honest. We're just dealing so much right now. As you can see, boom, dead, and that's it. Game over. Ariel is ridiculous. If you have her, definitely rank her up. She is so good paired with someone like Scrooge McDuck. Also, she's good with other guardians like Mr. Incredible, who also gives like attack buffs, so definitely use them as a trio. Anyway, that is it for today's video. If you did like it, please leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.